Yo, what's up, Internet? Todd Patrick Dorsey coming at you today to talk to you about the two main ways that I see people learning how to do recruiting and the recruiting business. All right, so there's two main paths that I see people going on to, run their own recruiting. One is they get a job in recruiting, and you can definitely do this. Like, you just go get a job in recruiting. So you get your resume ready, you get your LinkedIn looking good, you apply to any of the big companies out there, Robert Half, Tech Systems, Insight Global, whatever you want to call it. You go out and you work for one of those companies for a year or two, and at that point, they've invested all the training and the skills in you, and you know the business enough that you can launch on your own. It's still going to be a little bit rough launching on your own. It's still difficult, but that is a path to do it. Like, that does work. Like, you could go just get your resume fixed and go work a corporate job for one of these big companies, and you'll learn most of the skill sets you need. Probably like 90% of them or 85% of the skill sets you'll need to launch on your own, and you'll be fine. And the second way is finding a mentor, someone like me or someone else who's done it, who's a natural coach, teacher, mentor, and learning from them is the other way that I see people launching their own solo recruiting, or doing a blend of the two, like working at a company for a little bit and then, finding a mentor. I don't want to just say there's only two, let's put them on a continuum. You know what I mean? Let's say, going out there and just working for a big company, and then, finding a coach, teacher, trainer, mentor, like myself or someone like me that teaches it. And then there's, kind of blended between the two, like, working there for 2 years, or going, through a course structure, or, a blend of the two. So I did this one. So let's just go into, my story. Very exciting, I know. So I was teaching, I was coaching, I was doing career coaching at the collegiate level. So I was teaching fresh graduates that were getting out of college, what to do, what the best path for them forward was, how to get their first job, like teaching and kind of coaching around career and career path and getting started, which I really enjoyed doing. In fact, it was one of my dream jobs. Like, I found it really rewarding. Like, it was one of these things where, like, I was like, man, even if you pay me $1 million, I would still show up here and do this, because I really enjoy this work. But the problem is that they didn't pay me $1 million. I was making like $40,000 a year. And I was like, this is cool and I enjoy doing this, but I do not want to make $40,000 a year for the rest of my life. Like, that kind of sucks to me. So I went and I worked at a company doing recruiting. And I did corporate recruiting. There's corporate and there's third party. Maybe I'll make another video on it. But, I was good at it. Like, I just really enjoyed it. It kind of had that aspect of like helping people figure out what they want to do and where they want to go. But I made a shit ton more money. Just being honest. Like, it's compared to education, because you don't really make anything in education. So I did that for a while. Doing the corporate recruiting gig, and I was really good at it and I enjoyed doing it. And what happened is I got to a point where I realized I was like, I'm going into an office. At that time, I was doing like an 8 a.m. to a 6 p.m. every day. And I was like, I don't need 10 hours to do this. Like, I can get this job done in 5 hours. And I was kind of frustrated, because I'm like, I'm just kind of stuck in the office when I don't really need to be there. Like, and being in an office isn't that bad. Like, it's cool. Like, it's cool to have cool coworkers and a place to go to and, what have you. But I just was looking at it, I was like, man, I want this time back. Like, I want more control over my time. And that is when I decided to launch my recruiting biz. I'm like, I know how to do this, and I liked the incentive structure. Like, I liked the fact that you are paid in recruiting, you're not paid hourly. Like, you're paid to do a job. Like, you're paid to get a result. Like, you're paid to not do a job. You're paid to get a result. Like, that's it. And you can get more effective at it and more efficient at it. And you can kind of untie yourself from the clock. And for me, just getting to the point that I had more freedom and control over my time, like, that was the huge benefit. Like, when I launched, I was like, if I can get myself to $6 or $8 grand a month and have control over my time, I'll be happy. Or I'll be happier, because there's other things I want to do. So, and I got there. And so, you know, for me, my first year, and like, I feel like we should just get into this. I should just be honest here. So first year, I probably did around $125, like maybe 115, 125. And then year 2, I did about like $150. But if I was teaching someone, I wouldn't commit to getting them to that year 1. I feel confident in committing that I can get someone to 75 to 100 grand year 1, and getting them to 30 hours a week or less year 1. So I feel very confident that I can get them, by the time that they're ending that, they're making 75 to 100 grand and they're working 30 hours a week or less. And that's something that I can put my stamp on. And not saying that there isn't room to grow from there and room to improve from there, because I know that, you know, I did it. But there are things that let me do it. And I think we should get into that as well. So for me, there are a couple things. So one, I kind of liked tinkering and finding the job leads in the companies. I enjoyed kind of the consulting, trusted advisor role with the client, like getting on the phone with them and helping them, you know, kind of build their team. I enjoyed training the virtual assistants. Well, I mean, training the virtual assistants sucked, but I enjoyed, like, once I kind of had a system built and I tinkered, that I could get a bunch of work done with almost no energy and effort on my part, which was awesome, because I knew that leverage would help me, you know, make really good money with the time and effort that I did put in. And then I enjoyed that part with the candidate, to harken back to, you know, doing career coaching at the collegiate level. Like, I enjoyed helping people figure out their career and what they want to do and whether or not this was a fit. So I generally found all of that rewarding. So, you know, those are things that allow me to be really successful. That's what allowed me, you know, to hit 125 and then 150. And that's not that much money in recruiting. There are a lot of people that do a lot better, but that's why I feel pretty confident saying I can get someone to 75 to 100 working 30 or less. And then up from there, or that person, you know, there's other things to do in life besides just work. So where am I going with this? What is this video about again? The two ways. Yeah. So the other way is, instead of working with, you know, someone that teaches you, like, going out and, you know, working that job. And both of those are equally valid paths. And I think that is what someone should do. Either one of those or a blend of those two, if they want to launch their own recruiting. And I think they should only launch their own recruiting if, you know, the things that I've shared about, you know, what I kind of enjoy doing, if that reflects back and they go, oh, I kind of like that too. If they enjoy doing that, and if they want, you know, more control over their time. Like, if that's something that is important to them, where, you know, they want to be incentivized. Because that's the way that I thought. I was like, you know, I don't need to be here the full 10 hours a day at work. I can get this done in 5 hours. And I thought about spending 40 years doing it. I'm like, man, like, I just need a better incentive structure. And that's part of why I liked recruiting, is it just, you know, you're incentivized just to go get a result. And I'm like, I know I can get better at this. So this has been a long, rambling video. Hopefully it provided some context. It wasn't, like, very neat and clear, but whatever. Sometimes I think just sharing your thoughts is a good thing. So I hope that helps someone out there. If you have any questions, ping me. I'll probably make a video out of it. All right. Have an awesome day. Todd out. Talk to you soon. Hey, great video, Todd. Real quick, before I forget, because I always forget to do this, I run a Facebook group that provides support around growing and launching your recruiting company. I'm putting a link to the Facebook group down below the video. I'm in there in the Facebook group weekly providing support around growing and launching your recruiting business. So if you have interest in doing that, please click on the link below, join the group. I'm in there providing support. Also, if the video helped you at all, please hit like or subscribe. It will make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and it really actually is a huge help for me to help more people launch and grow and make a bunch of money, living a great life, doing recruiting and enjoying and having control over their time. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my other super cheesy videos.